Hi, I'm Allie, and welcome to Aha Moments, where we explore insights, thoughts, actions, and behaviors that will lead to the authentic, connected, and empowered life that we all want to create. So today I am going to do a little bit different aha moment because I'm going to make it about a story. I love to tell stories, and I know that people learn easier from a story sometimes. So from time to time I'll be sharing them with you. I hope you enjoy them. Today's story is The Peddler of Swaffham. Once there was a poor peddler who lived in the old English town of Swaffham. Every day he walked out of his cottage door with his little dog by his side, past the great oak tree that grew beside it, and sold wares from the knapsack he wore on his back. Now some days he sold enough to buy himself a loaf of bread for his dinner and a bone for his dog. But there were many nights when he went to sleep hungry. On one such hungry night he had a dream, and in the dream he heard a voice, and it said, "Go stand on London Bridge and you will hear good news." Well, in the morning he remembered his dream, and as he walked out of his cottage door, past the great oak tree that grew beside it, he wondered, what could a dream like this mean? The next night he had the same dream. Once again he heard the voice, and it said, "Go stand on London Bridge and you will hear good news." And in the morning he remembered the dream again. And as he walked out of the cottage door, he leaned up against the big oak tree and wondered, what could a dream like this mean? And on the third night, when he heard the voice again, he sat bolt upright in his bed and decided to go to London in the morning. So the next morning he set out, knapsack on his back and his little dog at his heels. And as he walked down the road with a skip and a whistle, he sang a song that he made up as he went along. As foolish as it seems, sometimes it's wise to follow your dreams. Follow, follow, follow your dreams, your dreams, your dreams, follow your dreams. Well, he walked, and he walked, and he walked for a week. At last he arrived in the royal city of London. In these old days, London Bridge was a great stone expanse with shops lining its sides. And he went directly to the middle of the bridge, and just as the voice in the dream had instructed him, he and his little dog just stood there, waiting for good news. Well, he stood all day, and he stood all night, and he stood through the rain till the sun came out, and no one stopped to speak to him. Finally, a shopkeeper who had been watching him the whole time approached the peddler and said, "Pardon me, sir, but I've been watching you from my shop window for days now, and I'm curious to know what you're doing on London Bridge. You don't sell anything, and I haven't seen you beg, yet you stand here day after day. What are you doing on London Bridge?" Well, the peddler blushed and said, I hardly know you to tell you such private things, but then again, you are the first person to speak to me since I arrived in London. So, well, you see, I had a dream," he said to the shopkeeper. "Each night for 3 nights I had this dream, and I heard a voice in my dream which said, 'Go stand on London Bridge and you will hear good news.' Now, I know this doesn't make much sense, but sometimes common sense makes no sense at all. I am a man of feelings," he said, "and I felt I should come, and that is why I'm standing on London Bridge." Well, the shopkeeper began to laugh, and he laughed so hard he had to hold his belly. He laughed so hard it gathered a crowd who all came to find out what was so funny. "Listen to this," he said to the crowd. "Here is the biggest fool you will ever meet. He is standing on London Bridge because he heard a voice in his dreams." And everyone in the crowd began to point at the peddler and call him a silly fool. But the peddler just stood there. And when he didn't move, the shopkeeper, enjoying the taunting, drew the crowd in even tighter and said, "Ha! Following dreams! What a foolish man you are! Well, I had a dream just last night. I dreamt of a place I've never even heard of. Swaffham, I think it was. I dreamt that if I dug in the ground in front of an oak tree that grew beside a poor peddler's cottage, that I would find a treasure. Now, do you think I would be so foolish to leave my home and my work to follow some silly dream? Oh, mister, do yourself a favor, sir, and go back from where you came. The peddler's face spread with a smile. I certainly will go back, he said, and he ran and ran all the way back home to Swaffham. And when he arrived at his cottage, he took a shovel and began to dig in the ground in front of the oak tree he knew so well. And sure enough, he found an iron box, and when he pulled it up out of the hole and brushed away the soil, he saw that there were words inscribed on it on the lid which said, "Travel far, travel wide, the greatest treasure is deep inside." He opened the box and saw that it was filled with gold and jewels. He gave half of the treasure to the poor because he himself had known hunger, and when the rest he gave to a church to build, and it has a statue now of the peddler and his dog. There was enough gold left over so that the peddler and his dog lived comfortably all the days of their lives. That's it for this week's Aha Moment. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and answer your questions, so leave a comment below. Till next time, live easy and be kind to yourself.